Okay, so this is where it gets kind of cool. My grandfather calls this house a palace, and it was owned and it sheltered a priest who was quite an engineer, and I think he invented the ball bearing. I think that's the story. And this house, I believe, is where my cousin's wife, Doris Macro, was born, which is kind of neat. And I'm just going to go up here. It's a little dangerous. But the priest's brother actually had no legs, but was also quite an engineer. And he invented his own car. Like, he built his own car in the 30s, I think, from scratch, that he could power. And I think it was electric. And he also built his own elevator inside the building, or lift, as you call it, to, I guess, shelter the car. I'm not sure if it was this garage door or that garage door. My grandfather will correct me. But what I love most of all is that, well, I don't love it, but I do love it, the story and the idea that during World War II, the British tanks rumbled down these streets and they actually fell. And the tanks fell through the street, and I actually just stumbled on like a hole. And anyway, my grandfather said that when the street collapsed, it turned out there were caves beneath and skeletons and tons of earthenware pottery that held funerary goods, like food inside of them or whatever, and the British kind of cleared it all away. So, personally, I think this was another Neolithic village, perhaps a hypogea. Perhaps it's younger than that. Perhaps it was Roman or Punic or early Christian. But I do believe it's an archaeological site. And God, I would love to tear up these streets and go into people's basements. What my grandfather used to always say is that to pay the doctor, they would dig in their cellar. They would dig down like 3 feet, and they would find like pottery, and they would, give that to him in lieu of payment. This might have been the house of the priest brother. I'm not sure. But I'll return here. I'll be a little more accurate with more information, because my grandfather will correct me, or add. And I'm very, very excited to finally learn all this. I wish I had learned it decades ago, but thank God it's not too late. Thank God we can preserve this in the historical record, pass it down to future generations. Who knows? Maybe it'll even be more important than that. Love to all.